I actually quite like the paper towel trick here. I would prefer chalk, but this definitely does in a pinch. Welcome to Form Check Friday, the part of the show where we check your form. We're actually off to a pretty good start here. Good feet width, good hand width. We've got armpits roughly over the top of the bar. And I could see you just there externally rotate those shoulders to brace them before you lift. Now, the biggest thing that's missing is there's no real pulling the slack or pre-tensioning before you start the lift. So during a squat or bench press, we have this whole eccentric or down phase where we create a lot of tension, the muscles stretch out, and we get in a nice tight position so that when we hit the bottom, we can push up out of there. And we don't have this with a deadlift. It would be almost like if we set up the bar in the squat rack at the bottom position on the safeties and we just had to crawl underneath it and stand it up out of that. So for a deadlift, we have to use the setup to sort of artificially create this tension that we normally get from an eccentric phase in the lift. Now, I think one of the easiest ways to learn how to do this is to wedge in. So before you bring your shins to the bar, you're going to grab the bar and then you're going to posture up away from it so your arms are as long as possible. You're then going to take your breath, you're going to brace your shoulders, brace your core, and wedge your hips and wedge your shins towards the bar. And what this is going to do is this is going to pull your shoulders even further away from the bar, pulling any extra stretch that you might get out of your arms. It's also going to pull the inside of the bar up against the plate, so you should hear that clink as the bar moves inside its sleeve and then as the sleeve moves inside the plates. And then also, if you've got any sort of weight on the bar, we should get a bit of bend out of the bar, or as much bend as we are going to get out of the bar as we wedge in. So then once you've done all this, everything's nice and tight and you're ready to pull. And if you would like your technique reviewed for a future Form Check Friday, then comment Form Check below.